What's up? It's your boy, the King of Tank Style, coming at you with another 808 Tanks video. And in today's video, we'll be talking about uh, fish tank
Decorations.
decorations.
And as you can see, we have face cam this time. You can see our background. Don't mind the top of my fish tank. I kind of use that as secondary storage sometimes, so don't mind it. But there's my goldfish tank. I probably could have cleaned it before we started this, but it is fine. So today, yes, like Noah said, we can talk about decorations and what we use in our tanks. I shall go first. So my tanks, I use what are these? Okay, so I use kind of more realistic, not realistic. What is it? More friendly to how it would be in real life. More like natural colored rocks and stuff because I like to make the fish feel like more real to their environment. Not like I used to use colorful rocks, like pink, blue, but then I just got tired of it, and I'm like, maybe I should go with more natural colors. So that's what I use for most of my tanks. Both of my tanks, my 75 and my 45, use the exact same gravel. Oh my god, I blanked out on that one. Gravel. Then for normal decorations, I use mainly fake plants. I have one, two, three-ish fake plants in my tanks. I used to do kind of real, no, not kind of real plants, but they were just too much work to take care of. I think I used Anubias. I've used duckweed. They were kind of cool at first, but then it got annoying, and sometimes I guess my filters were too strong, so they got sucked into the filters. So that was the thing. And also, go by goldfish. Every time I would put real plants in it, they would eat them. So real plants were really an option for my goldfish tanks. And as for other decorations, I always like to keep somewhat natural decorations. Like in this tank, I have a log. I have a big log, a cave type log, and some other stuff. So I like to keep more somewhat natural looking, realistic decorations. And caves are a big thing for me. I like to give fish room to hide if they feel scared or they just need someone to relax. So every time I get a fish, I always want to give them a place to hide if they really needed to. So that's pretty much what's in my tanks. And you can go now, Noah. Screwing in your microphone.
Yeah, the thing wasn't screwed in good. Okay, so for my tanks, mine's is all salt water. So mine's is almost like yours. I try to keep it natural, but mine's is actually unlike. I mean, you've used real plants before. You said, right?
Hmm. Okay, wait. Okay, try talk into your microphone, like into it.
Hello,
Come closer,
hello,
closer.
hello.
Okay. I was making sure that that's the right microphone. Okay, you can go.
No, so for I use pretty much for my saltwater tanks. I pretty much run all my sand is from the beach and stuff, and then my rocks I get from the ocean,
Hmm.
just because it has the coral on it.
Yeah.
But most of the time is I don't really like using coral
Hmm.
because one is I haven't done coral in my fish tank,
Yep.
and two is I don't know if my salinity is up to par for coral, so usually I just kind of like prefer to do live. But like you said, I kind of like to keep my tanks kind of natural. So for sand, I'm gonna like if you can use like the stuff they sell in the bag,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't for me is if you live in Hawaii, I kind of get mines from the beach and then like if you're gonna do it that way, I would say I rinse your sand with like hot water just to get all the contaminants out because if you put that in like just from the beach,
Hmm.
like people littering and stuff and then, like they
Yeah.
spill beer and stuff. So it's like usually general rule of thumb when I do that is when you rinse it, you can't it's almost like making rice. You kind of want to keep rinsing until the water's clear. Then you can just put it in your tank.
Mm, I see. I see.
If you live in Hawaii though, for like rocks and stuff, I wouldn't take anything with coral on it, just because I'm not sure if it's illegal to take coral.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say, I mean, you could take like regular rocks and like use that for aquascape, just so it feels more natural for your fish.
Yeah, I heard people boil it or something before they throw it in. Sometimes, if they have to.
Yeah, because sometimes they got I forget what it's called, bristle worms, and that's like it can cause real problems for your fish.
Mm-hmm.
And most times, sometimes, or sometimes, if not most times, there's parasites on there which can kill your fish.
Yeah.
But in terms of decoration, I think in my 20, the only fake decoration I have is the battleship.
Mm.
I kind of like that. I can't like, and like you said, I like to have caves, but for me, the caves is kind of a must because of the eels and stuff I have in there. They kind of like the dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's I'd say it's better for them, and that way my triggerfish can go hide in it too.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of decoration, that's about it. That's pretty much all I use. Is just mine's all natural.
Yeah.
But I have used fake before. That's for only for my freshwater. I've used the gravel, and then my cichlid tank right now has the fake plants and stuff in it. That's the only time I use fake.
How is your cichlid tank too? I know you had babies in there.
Oh, it's doing good. I have to like feed it like I have to crush up like this pellets, the tropical flakes I used to have for my guppies.
Yeah.
And I think they're eating that, but at the same time, it takes them like up to 2 months to like be big enough to tell if they're eating. But I still have them.
So you still have a lot of babies in there.
I still have plenty of them.
Mm-hmm. So a few things I want to say about decorations. You always have to be careful because not all decorations are friendly to fish, even though they're selling it as decoration. Because a lot of cheaper decorations, it could like scratch your fish or it could cut them up if the fish is not careful. Because some fish kind of rub against it a little bit, so you really got to make sure that the decoration is optimal for the type of fish you're gonna get. And
Hmm.
that's yeah.
Okay. And yeah, it's kind of I think this is kind of one of our shorter videos.
So this is gonna be a shorter episode. We thought we were gonna go a little longer with this 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 week's episode. So this week's episode roughly 8 minutes long. Maybe this could be more helpful what we use, and what we use is kind of just pretty basic for the most part. It gets the job done in my opinion. You don't always have to go all out or spend a ton of money for decoration. Sometimes simple is pretty much enough. What is that saying? Less is more. So, but you don't always have to put a lot of decoration. I mean, it is cool to put a lot of decoration though. But if you don't have a lot of money, sometimes just a couple of fake plants in a cave is good enough, in my opinion. What about you, Noah?
To me, I think you can put less, but it depends on the type of fish you have and what you're going for. So for me, decorations is just like I said, it's personal preference really.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
mean, some people like fake, some people like natural. It's just that natural, I know in the salt water, fresh water is you have to have the like the substrate and stuff for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's right now it's like I say, it's just personal preference on what the person wants.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's this week's episode. If you have any suggestions or criticism, please leave it in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and
Remember, why be salty when you can stay fresh with the Salty Fresh podcast every week, Friday or Saturday? And remember, stay sexy, people.